Hello everyone and welcome to a short and sweet review of the Obi-Wan Kenobi first season. This is going to be short and sweet because I'm in work soon, so I'm going to kind of leg it whenever I finish filming this, and then I am going to edit it tonight, and hopefully it should come out tonight, but it's probably going to come out tomorrow afternoon. That's fine though, what's a day to the YouTube algorithm anyway. Thank you so much for the recent support on the channel, it's been really good, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more at the end, but let's just get straight into the review. It's gonna mainly be a spoiler review, seeing as I'm reviewing a whole series, so it's way harder to talk about later episodes in a series without spoiling anything, so you have been warned. Overall, well, the hype heading into this was kinda crazy. It was justifiably crazy. Hayden Christensen was coming back. There was a lot of press with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. They both seemed to think that this was absolutely amazing. Fans of Star Wars were kind of coming to a conclusion that maybe we were a bit harsh on Hayden Christensen. I, for one, am a strong believer that his performance in Attack of the Clones was not very good, mainly because of the poor writing, and his performance in Revenge of the Sith is really good, and it's again kind of only bogged down a little bit by kind of poor writing. It's definitely way better than the writing of Attack of the Clones, but I think Hayden Christensen really worked with what he was given with in Revenge of the Sith. So I personally was hyped to see Hayden Christensen come back and reprise his role as Anakin / Darth Vader. Now, a lot of people were hoping we would get like flashbacks to the Clone Wars where we see young Anakin and Obi-Wan and we get to really see Hayden Christensen as Anakin, or I don't know, I don't really know what else people were expecting when it came to Hayden Christensen, because when you're playing Darth Vader, what use is having Hayden Christensen in a Darth Vader costume when he's being voiced by someone else and you can't see his face. But overall, I think that by the end of the series I would have loved more, but if there is a season 2, which I think is likely, I think we're going to get a lot more. The flashback in episode 5, I want to say, where Obi-Wan and Anakin are training, loved it. And then, just that little bit at the end where we finally got the big Vader and Obi-Wan fight, because the one earlier in the season was more of a taster. It was more just whetting the appetite, This is Obi-Wan fighting Vader when he didn't even realize he was still alive. He hasn't trained in ages. He's not used to combat. He's kind of knackered. Versus the end season fight, which is fucking great. It's so good. It's weird to see Vader get his ass kicked, because when has that ever really happened? Vader very rarely on film or in series looks weak. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing that they made him look weak. It was cool to see kind of prime Obi-Wan again, because let's face it, Obi-Wan's one of the greatest Jedi ever, so nice to see him back in his prime. He is Vader's master after all, or was. But yeah, that bit in that fight where the mask gets cut and you can see his eye, and the voice kind of changes from Vader to Hayden Christensen to Vader because he's fucked up his voice box. Loved all that. Really, really, really good. Some emotional stuff. Now, I think it was an interesting little swerve that, heading into this, you would think this is all about Obi-Wan protecting Luke, when in fact he's actually protecting Leia the whole time. I think that was interesting, and sure, some of the stuff to do with Leia was sometimes goofy. I'm not gonna hate on it. It certainly isn't the worst stuff in the series at all. I actually think by the end, the Leia Obi-Wan relationship was quite nice, and they had a nice moment at the end. So yeah, I think that does get a little bit of hate online, I feel, but it's Star Wars. Fucking everything gets hate to do with Star Wars, because people who supposedly love Star Wars spend their whole time shitting on Star Wars. It's weird. But yeah, for me, the only real issues, and I have to say, I would say this is literally a series of two halves, not split perfectly down the middle, episodes wise, but there was 3 really good episodes and 3 kind of lackluster episodes, and one of them I can definitely forgive. I found the first episode to be quite slow. It took me a while to really get into it. Basically anything to do with Vader was great, and they really ended the season really well. Episodes 3, 5, and 6, I'm almost certain, are my favorite 3 by a long way, and I feel like the issues with the other ones, the first one, it's fine to have a slow burn open, it's a series after all, so it's not that I dislike episode 1 at all, it's just, by the time you've actually kind of formed a relationship with all these new characters as well, it means a lot more to you when things happen, because that's the thing. A lot of first episodes, not all, definitely not all, but a lot of first episodes are, you know, not the best episode when it comes to a series, because you're only really meeting these characters for the first time. Obviously we know Obi-Wan, Uncle Owen, Luke, Vader, but like there's a whole new cast of characters around them. You know, it's hard to really invest in them straight away, but you know, as the series progresses, and certainly by the end, there's some cool arcs in here. I think that the character of Reva is a great new character into the Star Wars world. There's some cool development, there's a cool backstory we find out about. Definitely a character worth watching. I found the Inquisitors to be fine. They were okay. I think they look cool, they performed cool, their voices are cool. There just wasn't a lot of them, and you know, a little more Inquisitor here and there would go a long way, I feel, because they were really badass looking. And you know, I haven't watched Rebels, but I'm sure the Inquisitors and Rebels are equally cool. Like, Inquisitors seem like cool guys. Not really, like they seem like horrible people, but they seem like cool characters in a series. Overall, I have to say, this is a good series, 100%. It's a good series with 3 great episodes in particular. And when I say the other 3 just aren't as good, that's it. They just aren't as good. Like, they are still good watches. Overall, this series is good. I'd love a season 2, because I think it ended really well. So I think where it's ended, it would really set up a great season 2. I think if they do make a season 2, that will be better than season 1 because of where they've left it. I think they've left it in a great place, with Liam Neeson coming back finally as Qui-Gon, and the development of Reva's character, and that rebel guy who's played by O'Shea Jackson Jr., whose name I can't remember. Everyone thought he was Quinlan Vos, but he's not. Or maybe he is, but he's just not a Jedi. I don't remember. I don't really remember his name. The way they've left Obi-Wan with Luke now, it's really set up a really cool season 2 if they do it. So if there is a season 2, I will definitely be watching it. I mean, it goes without saying, but obviously Ewan McGregor is great. We love Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Never change Ewan McGregor. Just always be Ewan McGregor. You're great. I love you in basically everything you're in. You're usually the best part of the movies that you're in. We stan Ewan McGregor. That is gonna do it, guys. As I said, it's only short and sweet review. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we hit 800 subscribers soon. The videos are doing really well, and my next video is absolutely fucking insane. It is my best video ever. The one after this is the best video I've ever done. Just saying. So stick around for that. Thank you ever so much for sticking around. Please like the video if you wouldn't mind, and comment what you thought of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Or, you know, as much of it as you have seen so far. Or if you haven't seen it, comment why. Thanks so much. Goodbye, everyone.